square off as well. BJ for the Rays, Justin for the Diamondbacks. Let's take a look at the Arizona starting lineup. Kelly Johnson will be the DH. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Stephen Drew, and then Justin Upton. Miguel Montero, the catcher, just recently back. Young, LaRoche, Reynolds, Parra, and Abreu rounding out A.J. Hintz's lineup tonight.
Jeff Neiman on the mound for the Rays. Comes in at 6-1 in 92 innings. Excellent ratio of hits. Only 72 given up. 62 strikeouts, 26 walks, and a low, especially in the American League, 217 batting average against. The defense for the Rays tonight around the outfield. Matt Joyce gets his first start in left field for Carlos Crawford. BJ Upton in center, and Ben Zobrist right around the infield. Left to right, Evan Longoria, Jason Bartlett, Sean Rodriguez, and Carlos Pena. John Chaso behind the plate. This defensive alignment is brought to you by Sweet Bay. Live fresh for less.
There's Matt Joyce in left field tonight. We're set to play baseball. And the first pitch from Jeff Neiman misses for a ball. The fastball up and away. Adrian Johnson is calling the balls and strikes. Kelly Johnson, the hitter, the DH from the left side. 2 balls, no strikes to count. And Jeff falls all the way behind the first man he faces tonight. 3 balls and no strikes. And there's ball 4. So Neiman, unlike Jeff Neiman, who'd walked only 26 in 92 innings. He walked just 26 men, and 3 of those were intentional passes and a 4-pitch walk here to Johnson.
Yeah, and he missed wide really on all 4 pitches. No adjustment. Missed in the same location 4 times.
Stephen Drew, the shortstop. He's hitting .270. Arizona ended 28-45 on the year. Neiman misses again, having trouble finding the strike zone, and gets an early visit from John Jaso.
And once again, the same location, all 5 pitches. They don't look like they're missing by much from our center field camera shot, but Pena also out there to give him a little encouragement. I mean, these are close, but they're a little bit up and a little bit away.
So Neiman still looking to throw the initial strike of the night. And about the same spot with that one. It's 2-0. Take a look at the standings. The Rays 2 back of the Yankees, and they have second place only by percentage points over the Boston Red Sox. Boston also 2 back. And there's a strike. So Neiman finds the strike zone after 6 straight pitches out of the strike zone. Down to Pena, second base to Bartlett, and back to first. The ball skipping past, rebounding off the front of the Rays dugout, but we're going to have an interference call at second base, and they're going to complete the double play.
Yeah, only if Pena had tagged first base can Kelly Johnson come back to first base. If Pena takes the ball and doesn't tag first, it's a force at second. Watch him. He doesn't tag first base. He goes to second. There's the force. Johnson now creates interference by getting back. I don't know what he was thinking about, but that's only true if you tag first base, and then it becomes a play where he can get back to first base safely.
So that's going to be a 3-6-3 double play on the interference call. And the Rays erase the leadoff walk. Now, Justin Upton up there.
You know, that's not bad thinking if the ball's right on the bag and Carlos had touched first base, you know, as a runner. Then, of course, the force play is eliminated and you can get in the rundown and come back to the base you came from. But that base is occupied by the batter runner.
Pitch is low. Upton hitting third in Arizona's lineup. There's 13 home runs. He's 359 in the last week and a half.
And he's got some big-time launch power, too. He could crush a fastball.
This one is down.
Jeff cognizant of that. A little cut action on that pitch.
And since you brought up that subject, from where we're perched, anything in this direction, you're the former catcher.
I'm right here.
I'm ducking and you're catching.
As long as I don't have to swing the bat. The hands are still good.
Strike out here in the Captain Morgan deck.
There's
here
a
we
chance.
Are.
I got the left hand
That's
right
here. And I've got the duck move. 3-1 now. And there is ball 4. So 2 walks already here. 3 men faced. 2 walks, but thanks to the double play, only 1 runner aboard with 2 outs.
Yeah, a little bit of movement right here, tailing off the inside corner, but Jeff was trying to go away, so he missed by a good 12 to 14 inches right there. Overhead shot says maybe a tick inside, but again, when you're setting up away, the umpire knows you're setting up away. He's not going to give you that pitch, even if it's close. You miss in like that. There's a good hitter right here, Montero.
Miguel Montero, he missed 9 weeks of the season. He had surgery on his right knee. It was a breaking ball that drops too low.
I think this is their best hitter. This guy is a pure hitter, good gap power, works the camp well, stays back well.
See what he's done in those last 10 games, and overall he's 21 out of 49 this year. It's it down to third. Longoria will go to first out there in plenty of time, and that retires the side with a man left. No score. Rays coming in to hit. By H.H. Gregg. The Rays will have John Jaso in the leadoff spot again tonight. He'll do the catching with Ben Zobrist in right. Evan Longoria coming off a 3-for-4 day. Hits third in front of Carlos Pena. Matt Joyce just up from AAA Durham. In left, hitting in front of B.J. Upton. Hank Blaylock, the DH. Sean Rodriguez and Jason Bartlett in the 8 and 9 spots.
Right-hander Edwin Jackson back in St. Petersburg, where he had a good year a couple of years ago in the championship run with the Arizona Diamondbacks in 15 starts. He's 4-6 with a 5.05 earned run average, but we talked about that in the open. At the last 7, he's pitched extremely well, and he will go deep. The bullpen has not been a strong point for the Diamondbacks, so pitch count not too much of an issue.
John Jaso faces him. And the pitch is away. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, Edwin Jackson was a 14-game winner with the Rays. Only Rolando Rojo and James Shields have won as many as 14, and Edwin won 14 for the Rays that year.
Nice pitch right there for him. 92 at the knees.
1-1 the count to Jaso.
Solid numbers for John.
Pitch is down. 2-1. Rays still averaging over 5 runs a game, and that's important. They're going to have to average at least that. They're at 5.14 runs a game. And ball 3 is wide. 3-1. Edwin last year a 13-game winner with Detroit. He got off to a great start. Struggled some in the second half, but finished 13-9. It's foul outside of first and toward the bullpen. Full count. Souvenir for that young man right behind the Rays bullpen. That's a great spot to be.
Had him placed perfectly.
It's fouled and will be out of play. So another 3-2 pitch to be made. Hey, they're spreading those souvenirs first. The right field side, now back to the third base side, and he brought his glove.
2 for 2. That's what he's there for. Bring the leather.
And strike 3 called. Jaso thought he might have had a walk right there, but Adrian Johnson says nope, that's a strike.
Take a look at this pitch. Looked live like it was outside. We'll take a look from the center field shot. Yeah, it's outside by plenty. Good 6 inches. That hit the outside part of the other batter's box. So that's Jaso's right on him. He's on the plate anyway, so he's got that back foot right on the plate. So he really does have a good eye on the outside corner. It's a bad call.
Ben Zobrist. Johnson calls that fastball a strike. Ben hitting at even 300. He originally was not in the starting lineup yesterday, but when Crawford left because of the shoulder issue, he came on and had 3 plate appearances, drew a walk, and had a base hit among his plate appearances in yesterday's game. A 1-1 count. Doing 1. Carl Crawford with the shoulder soreness will not play tonight, as you heard perhaps Joe Madden say before the game. He might be available as a runner and an outside chance maybe as a hitter, but not so much that as maybe on to run. They hope that the next couple of days he'll be ready to play. 3-1 now, the count to Ben.
Tough injury on the shoulder because, you know, you don't really expect that from one of your outfielders. Usually it's a leg, especially with a good base stealer.
Jackson finds the corner again. Now it's 3-2.
Well, if that pitch is going to be called, the Rays are going to have to start fouling that pitch off once you get to 2 strikes.
Yeah, they'll have to adopt the Adrian Gonzalez approach to hitting.
That's right. Exactly right.
And there is ball 4. Fastball missed.
Well, for Arizona, defensively behind Edwin Jackson tonight around the outfield, you've got Parra in left, Chris Young in center, and Justin Upton in right. Around the infield, Mark Reynolds, Stephen Drew, Tony Abreu, and Adam LaRoche, and Miguel Montero behind the plate. This defensive alignment review is brought to you by Sweet Bay. Live fresh for less.
There's the younger brother of BJ, Justin Upton. He's in right field tonight. Evan Longoria in the batter's box. And he looks at a strike. Back up over 300 for Longoria. He was 3 for 4 with a run scored yesterday in the 5-3 win over San Diego. 1-1. We recall from his days with the Rays, Edwin Jackson with a great arm. Command had been an issue with him. And when he throws strikes, because of the nature of that fastball, the velocity, he can be successful. Behind now, 2-0 to Longoria, 2-1, I should say.
And in contrast to how Bud Black runs a game with the Padres, who doesn't let his starters go much over 100, with Edwin Jackson, A.J. Hinch, the manager of the D-backs, will let him go anywhere from 115 to 123 pitches.
Sobris back in at first.
There's A.J. First full year managing. Has not exactly been successful like this ball club anticipated. A lot of people in the National League West, the analysts out there, thought the D-backs would be definitely in contention. Of course, part of that was having a healthy Brandon Webb, which they have not.
Pitch is down. It'll run the count to 3-1. That's 17 pitches so far in this inning for Edwin Jackson, and the Rays have swung at exactly one of those 17 pitches. Jason fouled the ball off. John Jaso.
Mel Stottlemyre getting a little fidgety right there. Mel Stottlemyre Jr. Pitching coach.
Runner goes, pitch hit on the ground, diving stop at third. Reynolds makes the throw to first. Sobris moves into second, and Longoria is out third to first.
Really good Reynolds. A few crossover step there. 3 more and a dive, and he makes a nice play out of that.
So Mark Reynolds down at third. He's got big power at the plate.
D-backs are not a bad defensive club. They're 6th in the National League in fielding percentage, 10th overall of the 30 teams in baseball. So that hasn't been a weak point for Arizona. Their bullpen has been really scuffling. They're last in baseball. That's one of their weak points.
Carlos Pena misses. Strike one.
In fact, their pitching overall is right near the bottom in all categories. Bullpen, starters, overall ERA is last. Has not been real good this year. They're looking for a closer still. In fact, that's why they traded Connor Jackson to Oakland.
0-1 the count to Carlos. In the dirt. 1-1 to count. Pena hit his 16th home run of the year yesterday in the 7th inning. An opposite field shot. Things have been a little better for Carlos recently, in the average over 200, and he's now 6th in the league in home runs. RBIs up to 47. Count is 2-1.
Well, he's hit no less than 3 home runs opposite field the last 2 homestands, and that's a good sign. He's got to continue that, because you just saw where Edwin Jackson was trying to go 1-1. He's trying to go down and away. A lot of base hits over there to left field.
You know, Carlos quietly has, for the last 2 weeks plus, hit 300 to get his average overall just a bit over 200. 3-1, and I think that goes right with what you were saying about him hitting the ball the other way, because in fact, if he just thinks about hitting the ball straight away and maybe to left center, he could hit one right into our laps.
I hope he does. I'm ready for it.
He's ahead in the count.
I'm ready.
Kevin Kennedy in the ready position. And ball 4 down, and a move over to third for Zobrist. Ball 4 bouncing away from Montero. And Zobrist alertly takes third on the walk.
Well, and the reason that's important on the slider here in the dirt, Montero really didn't get down or get over that correctly. You got to smother that and get both knees down and bury that so it doesn't go off to your right like that. And the reason that's important because you got a left-handed hitter in Joyce up there, and now you have to hold Carlos Pena on at first base. So there's a little bit more of a hole on the right side for Matt Joyce to maybe rifle a base hit through.
Well, Matt, who has just joined the club, 25-year-old outfielder, has a chance here with 2 outs in the first to perhaps give the Rays the lead. He was hitting .293 at Durham. And he takes a strike as Matt Joyce faces Edwin Jackson. They were dealt for each other in the trade the Rays made with Detroit.
Yeah, that's one of those trades now with Matt up. It still remains to be seen who's going to get the better of that one.
Which is down. Fastball, and it's 1-1.
You and I talked about Matt last year, and you had mentioned the words that Al Kaline said about Matt.
Yeah, Kaline was very high on him when Joyce was coming up through the Detroit system. He's had a little trouble staying healthy. 2 balls and a strike, and this year right elbow strain during spring training, and so he spent a good amount of time on the disabled list. And now up from Durham and ahead of the count. Ground ball, that's a fair ball at the bag. LaRoche makes the play, and that will retire the side. Rays leave a pair at the end of 1, no score. Toyota dealer. You can buy a car that compares itself to a Toyota, or you can just buy a Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. By BB&T, best bank in town since 1872. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Welcome back to Tropicana Field on a Friday night. Great to have you looking in. Hope you're making plans to be a part of Rays baseball here this weekend. Chris Young leads off the second inning. First pitch from Jeff Neiman missed. Young, LaRoche, and then Reynolds. Picks up the strike zone with that pitch. 1-1.
Chris Young is having a good first half. He had a real tough year last year. He does strike out a lot, but boy, he has been squaring up some fastballs this year.
This one is chopped to short. And charged by Bartlett. Young is out of there. Bartlett to Pena. 1 away. Read the St. Petersburg Times, the official newspaper of the Rays. You could win a suite for you, your friends, and your family to watch the Rays take on the Yankees August 1st. Entry forms available in the Sunday St. Petersburg Times through July 4th. And the Rays. It's Garza there auditioning the stirrups there, showing the stripes. And that's something Joe Madden said that he appreciates and that he could stay with. You see a lot of long pants out there tonight on the Rays. It seemed to work yesterday.
Yes, it did.
2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, I heard Joe in a post game. He liked that. He liked those stripes.
I think Joe Madden staying with him, though, true to his word, just as usual.
That's what he said. He said, I don't know about the rest of the guys, but I'm staying with it.
There's a long shot back into deep right. Joey's back, and that ball's going to get out of here. Home run for LaRoche on a 2-0 pitch. Arizona will take a 1-0 lead on the 11th home run of the year from the Diamondbacks first baseman.
Yeah, this is a dead red fastball hitting power home run or strikeout team, and that's not a good pitch. Fastball right in his wheelhouse, and that's what you can expect from LaRoche. You can expect that from Chris Young. You can expect that from Mark Reynolds on 2-0 fastballs like that.
So 1-0 Arizona, and here is Mark Reynolds, and that's a strike at the knees. Arizona came into this game second in the National League in home runs. They now have 87 as a team, and they lead the major leagues in striking out. So it is a power hit or miss team.
Well, Mark Reynolds has 103 strikeouts already and 242 at bats. So you're looking at over 40% of the time he strikes out, but he's got 17 home runs.
Pitch is low. 2-1. We'll take a look at the home run leaders. You see Reynolds tied for second with 17. And of course the strikeouts. Arizona, they're leading the universe in strikeouts with 672 coming into play tonight. That's almost 100 more than the most strikeout prone team, and that's across the state here. The Florida Marlins have struck out 575 times, and the Diamondbacks 672. And the Rays had their fair share of strikeouts as well. B.J. Upton coming in for this one, and he's got it. 2 gone. 2 outs now with a run home on the home run. Take advantage of the all summer fun with Summer Select 6-packs. Pick up 6 games in June, July, and or August. Packs start at just $50. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. And the Rays have struck out 570 times now, including the one tonight. Just Parra, the pitch is a strike.
Well, this happens to be a team in the National League West I've seen a lot of over the years, including this year, so I have a pretty good scouting report on all these guys. And the stats obviously tell you one thing, but I've seen him so much that they are just a bunch of fastballs, swing and miss, or slider, swing and miss, and fastball 2-0, 3-1 count. You throw a fastball down the middle, they all get out of the ballpark.
Foul ball takes the count to 1-2 to the Diamondbacks left fielder. And it has been a difficult year for A.J. Hinch and the Diamondbacks. Right now 28 and 45. They're 10 and 27 on the road. And a wave and a miss takes care of Parra. First strikeout of the night for Neiman. 1-0 Arizona.
First time ever. We're up in the suite here where the Upton family is. Manny, Boss Man Sr., his wife Yvonne. What has this day been like, watching your boys playing against each other?
Wow, nerve-wracking. It's the first time ever. I told them both that they couldn't hit balls near each other tonight.
They couldn't?
No, they can't.
So you don't want to see either one of them make a put out on the other?
No.
I love this shirt, by the way. That's a great shirt. BJ on one side, Justin on the other, and BJ leading off here in the bottom half of the second. You've got a lot of family here, huh?
Yes, I do. I have grandma here and all the aunts and uncles and friends. So we had brought a nice little crowd of about 60 sitting down the right field line over there. So
60 people here, huh?
Yes.
Wow. All watching the brothers play against each other for the first time. Now, when you had these kids growing up, was Justin always trying to keep up with the older brother, BJ?
Always did. I think that's what made him better.
Yeah.
Being able to follow his older brother. Yeah. He wanted to do everything BJ did, even though he was 3 years younger.
Now, when they are playing each other here this weekend, back and forth, are they kind of going for bragging rights this weekend, you think?
Well, they've already had that conversation about the bragging rights. BJ seems to think that he's going to be the one that comes out on top. So we'll just have to wait and see.
So that's always been the case. BJ's always kind of set the pace, and Justin's always tried to catch him. Huh?
He always says, well, I'm the big brother, and you'll never be able to beat the big brother. So we'll see.
All right. Hey, thank you so much, and have a great weekend.
All right.
The whole Upton family up here, plus more down the right field line. 60 strong, guys. Back to you.
Well, BJ's up 3-1 in the count. He takes a cut at that fastball. So he had the right idea there, 3-1 on a fastball, and he fouls it back. So BJ in here 25 and Justin 22 playing against each other. Justin out there in right field, and BJ hits one up the right side, but it's going to be out of play into the seats. We'll see another 3-2 pitch.
We like it when BJ goes the other way.
Yeah, that would be great to see.
But
his mother doesn't
his
like
mom
that.
said no, not tonight. So
it'd be great to see BJ consistently hit the ball to right center. And he walks. Well, let's see. Justin Upton walked in the first. BJ Upton walks in the second. So we're all even so far.
Yep. We'll be keeping track all weekend. Now BJ's got a chance to up him on the stolen bases here and nobody out. Where Justin really didn't have a chance to. 2 outs. Montero made an out, I think, within 2 pitches. So.
Well, BJ Speed, as you know, over at first, 5th in the league in stolen bases. Hank Blaylock, the DH. And Blaylock sends a fly ball back toward left center field. Hara is there to make the catch. And BJ halfway goes back to first. That's the first out. Here's Sean Rodriguez. Sean getting his first look at Edwin Jackson. Strike one.
Quick pitch, little slide step. Slider for a strike. In that pitch out count now. That's what the defense loves when they're ahead of the count 0-1.
A tap foul. Runs it to 0-2. .260 average, 5 homers and 24 runs batted in for Rodriguez. A 2-strike count. There's BJ over at first. And he threw him a fastball and he fouls it back.
Yeah, he tried to go up and in on him. Sean made a nice short swing right there to stay alive.
Let's see if Jackson comes back with a slider here.
Yeah, I think so. I think he actually wanted that pitch up even higher than it was, that fastball, so he can go back down away. See what Montero does. He fakes inside and goes away.
And Sean chases the slider. So he's out on strikes. 2 gone.
See, Montero was faking like he was coming inside. He's trying to get the hitter to feel that. Watch Montero. See that left leg there? That's a little fake to set up the slider away. He's trying to get Sean Rodriguez to feel like, hey, maybe they're doubling up with fastball in, and they sneak outside with the slider. That's just smart by Montero, catcher.
There's Jason Bartlett. And the pitch out. But nothing doing. Bartlett 2 out of 6 lifetime against Edwin Jackson.
At some point in this sequence, it's a good time to go because at worst you got Jason leading off.
Oh, it's 2-0 the count.
Next inning. You might wait here because if Jackson's wild, which he is, you might wait and see what this pitch is. If it's ball 3, then hey, don't run yourself out of an inning. So you might wait a pitch or 2 here. Especially wait till after this pitch.
For the first, and Upton is back in. This one is pulled down the left field side, but foul. Well, out of play. 2-1.
Well, now you're in a pretty good running count. Doubtful will pitch out 2-1. Jason just showed you he can turn on your fastball, so you're just going to get a fastball away or a slider away. And of course, if it's a slider away, it's a good pitch to run on.
2-1. Upton with his lead. He does not go, and the pitch is ball 3, a fastball. So a 3-1 count.
I think Jackson thought he was going. He rushed that fastball up there.
This is the 6th 3-ball count Edwin Jackson has had the first time through the lineup.
Yeah, he's over 40. I got, what, 42 pitches? 43 pitches? 43, I believe.
And back in at first. BJ safely in, says Tim McClellan.
Wow, that was close.
So close that the call came rather quickly.
That was very close. He was going for sure.
Ooh, my.
And boy, I guess he got his fingertips in there. But it's a run and hit play now, really. 3-1.
And there's ball 4. So the Rays have 2 men on. That's 4 walks the first time through the lineup. And we'll go back around to the top of the order. Don't forget, in tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Now John Jaso. He's after that first pitch off speed. Had him out in front.
Smart call right there. Smart pitch selection. As Jaso saw mostly fastball slider the whole first time around the lineup. That's the first off speed pitch he's thrown. That's a good one. That's just smart big league pitching right there.
Jaso worked the count full his first time and was called out on strikes on a pitch he thought was wide. This one popped into shallow center field and out to second baseman. Abreu makes the grab. That retired the side. The Rays lead 2. No score. Run in the second. We go to the third. Sign up at Cane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. And if Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters in a game at home, log on to canestrikeout.com and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cane's today. Here we are, perched out here in center field of the Captain Morgan deck. Todd was supposed to keep us supplied with refreshments, if you know what I mean. They have plenty. In fact, they've just finished off a refreshment or two at that one table.
That's a tall one too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. It's the best kind.
It's a lot of ball game left. That's
yeah, I'll tell you. Abreu, the switch hitting infielder at second base tonight. 1-1 the count. He shoots it into right field for a base hit. Joyce over to make the pickup. Now that's Zobrist. I beg your pardon. Everything's backwards here from where we are.
It is.
Just a reminder now, look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in the game tonight.
Even that bottle went upside down there. To fill
that's usually a good sign, though.
Had to fill that baseball up. That's right.
It's Kelly Johnson. So the leadoff man on for the second time in 3 innings for Arizona. And a nice pitch right there.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, you got to do more of that. Good off-speed pitch. Definitely against this ball club. Good off-speed. Bottom fell out. He's looking to launch right there because Johnson saw nothing but fastballs in his first at bat. And he saw a first pitch fastball there, and he was trying to launch. He's got 13 home runs.
And he chases this one.
Good calls. Smart.
So that's the first out. Johnson strikes out.
This team, I mean, they will expand their zone, and that's what you got to do. You don't need to throw this team strikes. Excellent. Nice job by Jaso. Ricochets off the chest protector, but because he got the left knee down, it came back out in front. He got the right knee down first. That ball's in the third base dugout. It's good mechanics right there on how to block a ball.
1 out with Abreu still at first. And now Stephen Drew steps in. Drew launches one back this way toward left center. If BJ doesn't catch it, Kevin Kennedy will. And BJ makes the grab.
I saw it coming.
It was headed in our direction. You're right.
I started to lean over the railing.
I could see you prepare.
I didn't want interference, though.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. You could be called for that.
Yeah, I was going.
There's our point of view right here.
I could go right over.
You can see right at the top of your screen. Kevin was getting ready.
Should I telestrate us? No.
Justin Upton. The first pitch is a breaking ball over for a strike. Well, he's been hitting the ball well the last week or so.
Yeah, he really has. He hit a bomb against A.J. Burnett when the Yankees were in Arizona the other day. First inning. I mean, he just launched it.
Toyota trend, time called.
I'm actually surprised when I saw his strikeouts. I know that he strikes out, but he's got 94 strikeouts because he's got a pretty short swing.
Yeah, that's not first on the team.
No.
Mark Reynolds leads the team in strikeouts. Bouncer foul.
But he got off to a tough start early this year. He's been swinging really well lately. Signed a huge contract, of course, in the offseason.
See what he's done in June.
I think he's going to win an MVP or two in the National League. I think that much of his ability. But I think he's going to be a big hitter in the National League.
And it's just a little low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Neiman, after giving up that home run to Adam LaRoche, has faced 6 hitters and has thrown 6 first pitch strikes to all of these hitters since the home run. And look at that.
That's a money pitch right there, and I guess you're not calling it on that side of the plate. The outside corner and the lefties, Adrian Johnson called a couple of times, but not that one. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, that was strike 3. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3 again. He had him swinging that time. No runs, a hit, man left, bottom of the 3rd coming, 1-0 Arizona.
into the bottom half of the third inning. We're joined by the executive chef for center play, Josh St. Pierre. Tell us what's going on Fridays out here.
On Fridays out here, we got these bad boys right here: the Blue Storm, Captain Morgan Bite, Lemonade, Blue Curacao. $9 on Friday nights.
Normally $12. Tonight it's $9. I think Dwayne and Kevin were looking for one of those. We may have to drop that off on the way out. Tell us about what else is going on.
We got $5 Captain Morgan drinks here every night.
Every night, Captain Morgan, $5.
$5. Can't beat it.
That's pretty good. Now Friday nights, do these things go a little quicker because of the discount?
They seem like they go a little quicker, and I think they go down a little quicker, too. It's a party here on Friday.
Yeah, normally, guys, this deck, we've kind of taken it over tonight. This deck's usually packed on Fridays, downstairs and upstairs, but tonight everybody's upstairs. Josh, as always, thank you so much for the time, and I think we need to drop that off on the way out, all right?
Sound good? Sounds good.
All right, guys, back to you. In fact, there may be something heading your way.
That sounds like a great idea.
That looks good.
Hey, Chef, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Is that all right?
Yeah, there you are. Huh?
Yeah. No, we'll keep it.
Yeah, well, we'll have a couple more this way.
We'll keep it.
Yeah.
We'll keep it. Wait till after.
Looks good, huh?
That's your way there.
I'm not sure that makes any difference. I might see things a little more clearly.
Thank you, Tyler.
It's good to know the chef. Meanwhile, the count to Ben Zobrist goes to 3-1.
Following him right upstairs, too.
Yeah, look at Todd.
Todd's not done yet. I saw Captain Morgan up there, too.
Yeah, that was, I think, look, the chef is talking to Captain Morgan. Oh, no, that's Larry McCabe. So Zobrist walks for the second straight time.
I'm seeing things already. No, I saw him.
Evan Longoria will bat.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, Edwin Jackson's already at the 50 pitch mark. My goodness. Over it, actually.
Made 46 through 2, and now he's walked. Zobrist 5 walks tonight.
51 pitches.
Now Evan Longoria. And he takes the pitch low. The ball and no strikes. Well, it's a good strategy to force him to throw strikes.
You just got to really zone him out, though. You can't expand your own zone and get impatient, which is what Jaso did when he popped up last year.
Runner goes. The throw to second is not in time. A stolen base for Ben Zobrist. That's number 10 for Ben.
Take a look. This is a slider right here. Montero, a little bit of trouble with the transfer. Goes wide of the bag. As Abreu is covering at second base there, you can see the transfer, and the ball's going to sail on him a little bit. Don't think he would have got him had he put it right on the bag anyway. Good jump by Ben.
Down and in. Count is 2-1. This is a season's high walk total for Jackson already, 5. His career high. He walked 8 men back in a game in 2003. And he's 3-1 on Longoria. He's going to get a visit from his catcher, Montero.
Frustration you see it from A.J. Hinch and Mel Stottlemyre, manager and pitching coach. Montero, a little talk out there. Edwin's doing what we've been talking about recently with guys falling off to the left side, really trying to force the issue.
Yeah. Well, Stottlemyre comes from a great baseball family. Todd Stottlemyre and his father Mel. Well, his father, as a young pitcher, just stepped into the World Series and threw one sinker right after another one.
Yeah, his dad was tough. Might see a slider right here.
3-1 count to Evan. And a turn, but nothing doing. Zobrist back to the bag, nobody covering.
I think that was more that Evan wasn't sure what he wanted to throw there. not worried about Ben stealing here. With nobody out.
And another walk.
Yeah, there was no conviction with that particular pitch sequence right there. Montero wasn't sure either. And neither was Edwin. In other words, they wanted no part of Evan Longoria. And that's what Mel Stottlemyre's sensing right here.
So runners at first and second as the Diamondbacks talk it over. Nobody out. Arizona has the only run of the game so far. The Rays have had runners all over the place because of the walks. 2 walks in the first, 2 walks in the second, 2 walks in the third.
And this is where Carlos Pena really has to zone him out, which you've talked about at length many times. Get that fine zone.
Yeah, and you'd love to see Carlos. Of course, as we mentioned, he's been hitting better. He's had this stretch where his average is up over 200, and I think the more selective he is, the higher that average will climb, and I think his power numbers will climb right with it.
There's no question about that. What you don't want here is to make a 17-inch plate 26 or 27 inches and expand your zone. Not only east and west, but up and down, also north and south. Just get that fine zone. Make him make a pitch. Be ready for it. I don't mean take, because you might be wild. Be ready for a good strike in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, and it's one of those nights where the Rays have had some opportunities. They've stranded 2 in each of the first 2 innings. They have 2 men on now and nobody out. They're going to have to cash in here sooner or later. And Carlos takes a pitch down, and you're happy to see that.
That's a good take. That's a close pitch, but it's not in his wheelhouse. That's a ground ball pitch. See his numbers in June versus May. You're right. So much better. As a matter of fact, you mentioned 300 the last couple of weeks.
1 ball, no strikes. And that's another good pitch down that Pena lays off of that one for ball 2.
And honestly, those pitches he was swinging at in May. That ball's off the plate. It's down. Montero trying to help his pitcher out to no avail. But those are pitches that Carlos earlier was swinging at. So he's got to stay locked in. He's had 2 good takes right there.
Zobrist at second, Longoria at first. And a strike on the outside part of the plate.
It's a good call once again by Montero. That's a changeup. Looked like, or a little cut action to it also. 81 nonetheless at the outside corner. But something off speed.
2-1 right now. And that one is down. 3 balls and a strike.
I think the one before was more of a cutter. A small break that hit the outside corner. But now Carlos is in the driver's seat. 3-1 here.
Carlos 0 for 3 lifetime against Jackson. 3-1 pitch. And there is ball 4, and he has walked the bases loaded. Walks to Zobrist, Longoria, and Pena. They're all loaded. Nobody out. Stottlemyre on the phone to the bullpen. 2 strikeouts, 7 walks. Matt Joyce will hit.
Well, Matt's got to have the same approach that Carlos Pena had. Just a real fine zone right here, but be ready to hit. You get a cookie, you want to be all over it.
You know, all the pressure's on the pitcher right now.
That's right. Don't help him out.
And there's ball 1 down. Joyce grounded out to first. Vasquez up in the bullpen.
If I'm Montero here, I'm calling a changeup. to try something different. Like he called a slider here, cutter. Yep.
1-1. Yep.
See, when you see 3s and 2s in that sequence, you don't see the wiggle of the hand. You know a changeup's not in there. So if you're at second base, if you're the second base runner, you can actually relay that to the hitter that you're not getting something off speed. Watch the sequence here. See, there's no changeup coming. It looks like fastball away.
1-1.
Slider again.
And so it's 1-2. He's gone with the slider for a couple of strikes here.
Yeah, but you could start getting patterns off the catcher in his sequencing. That's a good slider there. Pulled off it. Really, you might as well stay with it.
And a take. He checked.
Yeah. It's a good call by Montero, and you know Edwin Jackson had success with 2 of them. Why not throw 1 more? Matt Joyce was able to hold up. It's a good call. He held up. I think he's going all the way with it.
2-2. And a fly ball. Not too deep to right. Upton makes the catch, and the bases will remain loaded. Upton came in. He made that catch in shallow right, and no chance for Zobrist to advance to the plate.
Yeah, that's smart catching, game calling by Montero. He just stayed with it all the way.
Well, now it's B.J. Upton. Upton for the Rays walked in the second. And a ground ball down to third. Throw to the plate out there by Reynolds to Montero. It's a nifty play by the Arizona third baseman to get the force at the plate.
Yeah, he's not bad over there. That's a smart play. It was going to be tough to double perhaps BJ. Look at this play. Full 360 and gets a strike over there. Nice stretch by Montero. He's playing even with the bag. He picks it. And his first instinct is to go home. That's a super play by Mark Reynolds. Somebody's got to pick this club up.
2 outs now. Yeah, and here's Hank Blaylock. He goes after the first pitch and rolls it to second, and he's going to get out of that after walking the bases loaded. Upton and Blaylock both went after the first pitch. The bottom of the third. As we go to the fourth, it's time for the AT&T trivia question. Which tandem of brothers has hit the most home runs in MLB history? The caveat being a minimum of 20 home runs each. And that might skew it a little bit. Here's Montero, the catcher. Miguel Montero. First pitch is a strike. Young to follow, and LaRoche will hit third. Breaking ball. Well, looked like a pretty good pitch.
I think it fooled the umpire, Adrian Johnson, too.
I think it did.
That's a good spike curveball right there. That's what Fox Tracks has to say. Yeah, that's at the top of the zone. Yeah.
A high fly ball into left, and Joyce is right there. That's the first down. You know, I was thinking about that last inning when Neiman made that perfect pitch at the knees on the outside corner, and it was called a ball. And you know, to penalize a pitcher when he makes the perfect pitch, it's like the hitter who squares up a pitch and hits it out to straightaway center field 10 feet over the fence, and you say, no, that's not a home run.
Yeah, no, that's
a perfect pitch.
Well, that's a good analogy for me, because that's exactly right. You shouldn't have to make it twice. You made the pitch once, and especially when you got a guy like Upton up there who can hurt you with the long ball.
Young takes a fastball inside, 1-0.
I can see umpires that haven't seen Jeff Neiman get fooled on the spike curve once in a while. I get that, but east and west on 17-inch plate, I don't get that. When you miss that, when a guy, you know, like Neiman has shown he's around the plate, I can see how you could miss it with a guy that's wild like Edwin Jackson. Because after a while, you're almost expecting ball.
A breaking ball.
Yeah, that's a great
1-2.
He's got a good one tonight.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather see umpires as we take a look at that good curveball there.
That's nasty.
I'd rather see umpires call strikes on pitches that might be just a little off the plate as opposed to not giving a strike on a beautiful pitch. And right there's one. A call third strike. Young caught looking. Fourth strikeout for Neiman.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It comes right back with that smart sequence right here. And that fooled Chris Young, and Adrian Johnson now has seen a couple of them, good ones, and he rings them up. See, I could see how you could miss that when you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's a big over-the-top spike curve break.
It's a ball to Adam LaRoche. 1-0. Now, I don't agree that, you know, I think there was a concern that the strike zone was getting too large, and everyone references the days when the Braves had Maddox, and Glavine, and all those guys, and it got pretty wide. But I think if an umpire has a mindset that a strike's not a bad thing to call, but make sure that if you miss one, it's just barely going to miss.
Right.
I think the game's better that way because you force hitters. The good hitters are going to be like Adrian Gonzalez, and they're going to swing at pitches just off the plate. They're either going to foul them, or in his case, he sometimes put those into play for extra base hits.
Well,
but at least you'll foul them off.
Yeah, you do. That's exactly right. And it's almost like you're in take mode first. It's almost like a hitter that's in take mode first and swing second instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a hitter that's in swing mode first, ready to hit a fastball or a mistake, and then recognize the pitch when it's a ball and take it, rather than thinking, I'm going to take it. Oh, hey, I took a fastball right down the middle.
And there's strike three call. Another strikeout for Neiman. 1, 2, 3 go the Diamondbacks. We go to the bottom of the inning. 1-0 Arizona. It was August 11th of 2007 when Edwin Jackson threw his only complete game shutout. Came as a member of the Rays versus the Texas Rangers. 9 innings, 4 hits, and 8 strikeouts. Just 1 walk.
Is that the same hitter? Oh, there's a right-hander. Okay. You strike the same hitter out like 8 times.
Yeah. Well, tonight he has struck out 2 and has given up 7 walks, yet to allow a run or a hit for that matter. Sean Rodriguez taking that first pitch for a strike. Boy, that's an interesting pitching line right there. There is a foul ball.
Oh, that was smoked. Just got out in front a little bit too much, a little too quick. Come back with a slider here again.
And there's a strikeout by Sean Rodriguez. He threw him a mid-90s fastball that time. Wow.
Yeah, he pumped it up. That's the best fastball tonight. His fastball's been about 92. That was 95. He went for the strikeout and got it.
Let's get the answer to the AT&T trivia question. It's a minimum now of 20 home runs each. Which tandem of brothers hit the most home runs in MLB? That would be Joe and Vince DiMaggio. 486. Jason Bartlett takes a strike. Otherwise, I guess you'd have to go with Hank and Tommy.
Hank and Tommy, yeah.
Ground ball back over the bag at second. Backhanded, and the throw to first. That's a dandy play by Abreu. Bartlett is out.
Here's your defensive play. The Home Depot doing more on defense. This gets by Edwin Jackson because of the way he falls off. And watch Abreu backhand, sidearm flip, and a nice pick over there by LaRoche. It's a nice play.
John Jaso. There's a strike. Boy, if the Rays could take some at-bats back, they'd have to take Jaso's at-bat in the second for a redo, and Upton and Blaylock in the third for a couple of redos.
Yeah, absolutely. When you got a guy in the ropes, bases loaded, nobody out in the third inning, I mean, you've got to score. I'm sorry. And now you get the guy in a good rhythm, and Jackson goes, you know what, I've had my bad innings. Now I'm throwing strikes.
Oh, that's a dandy pitch right there.
Yeah, it's a nasty slider. He's working faster.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure. I'm sure Mel Stottlemyre said, get on the mound, work fast, let's go. That's a nasty slider with good tilt.
He's made some good pitches in this inning, which is not a good sign. And boy, that's pretty close right there.
And he's got more on his fastball, too. He's letting it go. 96, 95.
That last pitch looked really good. And there's a liner into left. It's going to be caught by Parra to retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Rays. 1-0 Arizona. Time for the Keep Your Edge Spotlight, brought to you by Just for Men Mustache and Beard. And somehow, some way, Edwin Jackson keeping his edge. Despite walking 7 men, he looked very good in the fourth, and you too can keep your edge with Just for Men Mustache and Beard.
Yeah, he had much better rhythm in the fourth. He had a quicker pace. He was just getting the ball, not thinking too much, and he was pounding the zone with a nasty slider and a 95, 96 fastball.
Mark Reynolds leads off, and he hits a fly ball to left. Matt Joyce hit it almost right to him. Joyce took about a step and a half back to make the grab. 1 out. Here's the left fielder, Parra. Parra struck out his first time. 5 strikeouts posted. The Rays right-hander. That's a strike.
Good fastball there. Good delivery. Down the zone. That downward angle.
That's a nice pitch right there. He had Parra out in front. Left-handed hitter. 0-2.
Well, he's got that nice split going tonight, and a good spike curveball. So his secondary pitches are good, really good tonight.
A time call.
Jaso called the off-speed pitch, then he called fastball, then he called backdoor slider, cutter, slider.
A little bit away.
It's more of a cutter at 88 there.
Yeah.
Backdoor.
1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You got Parra chasing up last time after a cutter and now a couple of off-speed pitches. So he decides to try to go up in his zone again, as long as he gets it up above his hands.
And it's wide. I think with a breaking ball.
Curveball
missed. Yep. Rayu is on deck. And that can take care of Parra. 3 strikeouts in the last 4 hitters, and that's strikeout number 6. Fans, don't forget the Checkers Bullpen Cafe is sold out for the 2010 season, but you can still call 888-FAN-RAYS or email groupsales@raysbaseball.com and make reservations for other party areas and luxury suites before they're gone as well. Tony Abreu, who singled in the third, takes this pitch outside. 1-0. Shot into left and just foul. Diamondbacks bullpen doing a stretching there.
I didn't know if they were picnicking and
really,
you know,
they forgot the blanket.
Looking for a Captain Morgan drink, or you know, could send one over. And they're stretching because pitch count is high for Edwin Jackson. 78 pitches through 4. So they know they're good chance. It's going to be a bullpen game tonight. That's a good pitch by Neiman, inside corner.
And
wow.
Another, I mean, that's 2-2. Yeah, Jackson looked much better in the fourth, which may not be such good news for the Rays, because if you let him hit his stride, and he has a history of, if he'd survive early trouble, he'll settle in for a few innings and get to be very tough. That might be where the Rays are. Ooh, another close pitch, and the count is full. 3-2 the count. Missed off the plate.
Yeah, that missed by plenty. Abreu's always been a good fastball hitter. him up with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He can always hit a little bit.
Puts it on the ground to second. Rodriguez makes the play, and it's a 1-2-3 fifth. We go to the bottom of the inning. Still 1-0 Arizona. Providing the only run of the game so far. Jeff Neiman has settled in and through 5 has struck out 6, giving up just the 1 run and a couple hits. Meanwhile, the Rays have let Edwin Jackson off the hook repeatedly in the first 3 innings, and he settled in, had a very impressive 4th inning. So the Rays come in to take another shot at him in the bottom of the 5th. Let's see. Here's Ben Zobrist. Pitch is down. Ben has walked twice. 7 walks in this game issued by the big right-hander. Well, that's a nice off-speed pitch there.
Doubled up on it. That's just smart game calling once again. Missed with the first one, came back with the second one. A couple change-ups.
Starting to put some things together out there on the mound. And hits it on the ground. LaRoche. Jackson's going to have to cover, and he is out at first base. 1 away here in the home half of the 5th. Todd Callis right at home. He's found some new friends.
We are. We're up in the TBT party deck. Everybody can wave up here because it is a party. And guys, I think I'm doing the text poll at this point. I kind of lost my train of thought. But here's our on-the-way text poll question tonight. Who do you think is going to be leading the AL East at the All-Star break? Do you think it's going to be the Yankees, TB1, the Rays, TB2, or the Red Sox, TB3? You can text your vote to 789-789. And guys, you've got that full blue storm down there, and there are a lot of jealous people. Look at all these empties up here. Blue storms everywhere that are very popular in the party deck.
They can share.
You got one too? So can you guys share a little bit?
Yes.
They could use a refresher up here.
They can have it.
They've got a fresh one down there, so we'll try and work on that. But from the party deck, guys, another good Friday up here. Back to you.
Yeah, with Todd and that group, they might need a chaperone up there.
I think the next time we see Todd, he'll probably be right in the same spot. I have a feeling.
I know. Well, where is Todd? We haven't heard from him in a long time. There you go. We'll keep an eye on him.
We can share right here. I'm working, you know. Hey,
that's right. Dedicated professional.
I'm advertising, but I'm not drinking. I did take a taste, I got to admit, in between innings. That's it.
You're so honest.
Brutally, too much.
And that in the dirt, but Longoria went after it, and he is thrown out. So the 4th strikeout. See, Todd still there.
I didn't think he was moving anytime soon.
Now look at Todd. Yes, there he is, Mr. Friendly.
I might have to do some telestration here pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say we probably heard the last of Todd for a while.
Now I know why he hangs out here so much.
Yeah, the party deck. It's the Todd Callis party deck. And a ground ball off the bat of Pena right back to the mound. And how about that? Another 1-2-3 inning. We're through 5, 1-0 Arizona. On the Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond of the clubhouse, everywhere in between, you'll get in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day, only at TampaBay.com. Top of the order now for the Arizona ball club. Kelly Johnson will serve against the DH, and he lines it into right. Zobrist will have to go toward the corner off the sidewall, but it's a foul ball.
Yeah, didn't miss by much. Kelly Johnson jumping on that first fastball he saw.
He's walked and has struck out swinging. Well, Neiman giving up that home run in the second inning, but otherwise he's been very, very good.
Yeah, he has. He's mixed in his off-speed stuff and his curveball, his split, his curveball pretty well.
That's a fair ball, and Neiman did not get there in time. Sharply hit.
Yep.
And Johnson is safely aboard. Here it is.
Yeah, let's take a look at Jeff, how he reacts. Well, he's breaking there from that shot. Oh, he hesitates. Yeah, the hesitation cost him right there. Yeah, he's safe. That's a good call by Tim McClellan. Hesitation cost Jeff. I'm not sure he thought, number one, it was fair, and number two, if Carlos was going to get it. And either way, you're got to bust your tail over there on anything to the right side. So Jeff knows that. He'll take the hit on that one.
Going to move to first. Johnson is back in there.
Well, in this game, though, the way the Rays are not swinging, this is a big inning with Upton on deck and then Montero. Keep the game at 1 right here.
Drew 0 for 2 tonight. And again, a move to first. Diamondbacks had the home run from LaRoche in the second. Leadoff single by Abreu in the third. Now, here in the sixth, the leadoff infield hit, as it turns out, from Kelly Johnson. Although that ball was pretty well hit. A little bit wide right there. 1 ball, no strikes.
And Neiman's been around the plate, and A.J. Hinch will play a little hit and run. They have some guys that will run a little bit, steal a base. 44 stolen bases overall as the team is 7th, tied for 7th in the National League.
Johnson has 5. He's 5 of 8 running. There he goes. The pitch lined into center for a base hit. Upton with the pickup, and after rounding second, Johnson puts on the brakes. Stops right there. First and second with nobody out. Reminder to cast your Scott's All-Star ballot at Lowe's and enter to win a VIP All-Star experience. Compliments of Scott's. The Diamondbacks putting together a threat to open the 6th inning.
If you watch A.J. Hinch enough manage, that was, you could smell that one coming. Because you size up that Neiman's around the plate. A.J.'s coming out now to check his runner, I believe.
Yep. Looks like Drew
did something.
Back of first base there. He's come up a little lame.
Hit and run is on. Neiman's around the plate. Drew does a nice job to go down and get it. And let's see what he does as he's checking out B.J. Upton. That looked pretty normal to me.
It did. I wonder if it's a result of something that's already a little bothersome to him.
Yeah.
Well, he's okay.
Hard to tell on that. It looks pretty normal to me. Wasn't like he rounded the bag very hard.
Two men on with nobody out. And it's Justin Upton. Looking at a strike. Upton has walked and struck out. Upton a big spot right here in what is a 1-0 game, and the Diamondbacks threaten to make it more than that.
He got a cookie right there too. I'm sure he wants that pitch back.
It's down 1-1. Sitting 317 with men in scoring position. This is the first time the Diamondbacks have had an at-bat tonight with a runner in scoring position. Their run came on a home run. And now Kelly Johnson's at second. Drew's on first. Upton takes it too low. Justin, the younger of the Upton brothers.
That's a big pitch right here, 2-1 for Jeff Neiman. As you know, Upton's looking for a pitch to drive out of the ballpark here, fastball.
And a ground ball through the left side, a base hit into left. Joyce up with it, the bases are going to be loaded. Johnson stopped at third, and now the Diamondbacks have the bases loaded with nobody out. The Rays loaded them on 3 straight walks in the third, and the Diamondbacks have loaded them on 3 straight singles in the 6th.
Yeah, the ball was up. It was off speed, but it was up. And Justin was in swing mode, as he should be, being a run producer. So he got to pitch up and found a hole. It's a right call by Jaso. Just the ball was up. If the ball's down, you got a swing and a miss.
Here's Montero. And this guy, he might be the last guy you want at the plate.
Yeah, because he doesn't.
Point of view.
He is not a strikeout guy. He's a good contact hitter.
He takes a big cut and misses strike one.
He does that frequently. He'll grab that left side of his sometimes on swings and misses, and I think, is he okay? And he gets right back in there, and he usually is.
He missed time because of surgery on his right knee. He was out 9 weeks of the season.
Well, he took a shot at one. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're hitting in the cleanup spot. You get bases loaded. He took a shot at hitting the wall with that swing.
And he chases one here. And Neiman has the advantage, 0-2.
He sure did. A good spike curveball here. That's a great bite to it. That's the best one he's thrown tonight. And Jason does a nice job of getting over it to block it and keep it right there. Like Jason wanted to go fastball up out of the zone. Let's see. Neiman might have shaken him off.
And did he go?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yes, he did. He's out of there.
Yeah, I think
a nice job by Neiman.
I think in the first sequence, Jason wanted to try to go fastball up, but I think Neiman felt, listen, I had such a good curveball on that 0-1 pitch. I'm going to throw that again. So he went up the ladder, got a fastball by him. Great spike curveball, came right back with 2 good ones. And that's what you want 0-2, and that's what you want your catcher to be able to do, block it. You don't need to throw a strike 0-2. See if they'll chase it, and he did. So you just got their best overall pure hitter out. That's a big strikeout right there, but you can't let up now. This guy's together. He's a fastball hitter, but he strikes out a ton also.
Long way to go.
Yep.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Chris Young. Young trying to recover from last year.
Yep.
He had great promise 2 years ago. He struggled last year, and this year came into the game with 12 homers, hitting .273. And there's a strike, a breaking ball to start him.
Yeah, that's nasty right there. He struck Chris Young out looking in the 4th with that same pitch. He doubled up on him to strike him out. He starts him off with this one. Chris Young is always looking fastball. Now, I'm not saying he can't hit a mistake, a hanging breaking ball, because most hitters can, but he is looking dead red.
And this one he takes low.
Little adjustment there.
Bases are loaded, 1 out. In the count. It's 1-2.
Jeff went with the fastball, but look at the movement. Look at the sink on that 92. That's a smart pitch because he expanded the zone on Chris Young, knowing that Chris was probably looking for fastball, but he threw it down and he chased it. So now you can go spike curve. You can expand the zone any way you want, but you don't need to throw him a cookie. No strikes here, really.
Ball, 2 strikes. Young hit 15 home runs last year, 22 the year before, and 32 the year before that.
And you got to be thinking strikeout. That's what you want to do here. So you got to throw your strikeout pitch.
Bouncing ball back foul. Holds the count. Got a ball, 2 strikes.
Went back with his good spike curveball. He left a little bit in. Chris was able to get a piece of it. If that ball's away, he's out. Strike 3. But he got a piece of it. You always have that thing in your mind, too, sometimes the catcher. Wow, we got him looking down. Can we get a high fastball by him? Yeah, as long as you don't make a mistake, you can.
Pitch down, blocked by the Rays catcher John Jaso.
That's a good one right there. That's a good take. Good take by Chris Young, but he's seen a lot of them now. Blocked by John Jaso. That's why I mentioned 1 and 2. That might have been a time where you can go up in the zone to get him to change the eye level.
Young out of Bel Air High School in Houston. Neiman out of Lamar High School in Houston. They were a year apart. Facing each other here. Bases loaded in the 6th. And a ground ball to third. Longoria to second. Throw to first. Double play. 5-4-3 and out. Neiman gets out of the spot. A strikeout of Montero and a double play ball out of Chris Young. And the Rays hoping that maybe the momentum will turn a little bit now. 1-0 Arizona. Be sure and stop in at your local Hess Express, and you can grab the 2010 Rays Pocket Schedule. It includes a $5 off coupon for a pair of lower-level tickets to see the Rays on Saturday nights. Hess Express, the representing and presenting partner of the Rays 2010 Summer Concert Series at Tropicana Field. Raymond looking for his seat.
Well, he knows where to find one. There's Todd. He goes up there where Todd's at. He'll be okay.
First pitch here to Joyce, hit on the ground to second, and the throw to first. Abreu to LaRoche. You know, that's 5 1/3 innings, and the Rays are without a hit. They have drawn 7 walks, however. But since getting out of that bases loaded spot, he got the 3 men after loading the bases with nobody out in the 3rd. And he's now retired 10 in a row.
Yeah, he's really in a good rhythm, and the Rays are expanding their own zone right now, and that's minimizing the pitch count. Edwin Jackson, he'll go 120-plus pitches.
Yeah, we saw signs of this when he got out of that and then pitched that very impressive 4th inning. So what we all had feared has happened so far. 1-1 to count to B.J. Upton. You know, he had any number of 3-ball counts early, and you can see the pitch count. And a bouncer foul. It's now 1-2.
Good Foe. Still got the hands. Not even his glove hand. He's got the good right hand.
Yeah. Well, he's ambidextrous.
I know he is.
Yeah,
so I did know that.
That's nothing for him.
Yeah, that was easy.
And B.J. is hit by that pitch. Upton hit by the 1-2 pitch. And the Rays get a base runner.
Boy, that's the right guy to be on base, too. The Rays need make something happen. That just got away from Edwin. He was trying to go in. You see where Montero's setting up, and it just got away. So the Rays will take that as long as BJ's all right, and I believe he is. Now Blaylock has swung at 2 pitches. He's got to work the count a little bit here.
Yeah, he came into this game 4 for 12 lifetime against Jackson, but especially I thought in the third and really in the second, because he's been up with men on base and in scoring position. He's got to see more pitches from a guy who just couldn't find the strike zone.
And you want Edwin to worry about BJ over there.
BJ's going, and he is in there with a stolen base. Upton steals, so he's in scoring position. The 23rd steal of the year.
It's a great pitch to throw on it. They see Montero fall off to the left side, which is what a pitcher does when he gets wild. That's why his ball is going toward the second base side. Montero is winding up in his release, and see how wide that throw is? That's why I didn't get BJ out. You got to go right through your target, just as you do it, you tell a pitcher to with your head. Your head's going toward the dugout. Guess what? The ball's going to go up and away. And that's what's happened on 2 throws by Montero.
So BJ, who came in 5th in the league in steals, has stolen number 24 here. There's a ground ball, first base fair. Upton will go to 3rd, and Blaylock is out. First base unassisted. Send your favorite Rays players to this year's All-Star game by voting up to 25 times at RaysBaseball.com. Visit RaysBaseball.com. Cast your ballot now for your 2010 All-Star, both early and often. Vote today at RaysBaseball.com. Right there is all the voting instructions you need.
That's right.
BJ at 3rd, 2 out. Sean Rodriguez at the plate.
That was a changeup, by the way, to Blaylock. That was a smart pitch, and ball to first.
And he has Rodriguez swinging over that pitch.
Sliders, fastballs. He's caught Sean in between. He struck him out on a slider, then got him on a fastball last time.
BJ, the first base runner the Rays have had since the 3rd. They loaded the bases with nobody out and failed to score. Rodriguez lays off the slider. It's 1-1.
I think he might have called that one.
Did he?
I think he did. At late call.
I think he did, yeah.
I think he called it on his own. Adrian Johnson.
0-2. This one is a ball blocked by Montero. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Finishes the Rays' threat in the 6th. Still 1-0 Arizona. Save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. My Buddy's Home Furnishings, where there's no credit needed and up to 6 months, same as cash. And by Dodge Ram Trucks, award-winning Ram trucks, plus a new heavy duty, make it one of the most powerful lineups in Ram history. Here we are on the Captain Morgan deck. Beyond left center field, shaded a bit towards center. In the potential line of fire, Kevin Kennedy is here to protect all of us. We go to the 7th. Adam LaRoche, who is the difference in this game right now, takes the pitch for a ball. LaRoche hit a 2-0 fastball into the seats in right field back in the 2nd inning. That's all the scoring to this point. That's a strike.
That's a good pitch. Todd stole my drink, by the way, so
I know you were making a very pertinent point and involved in that, and he slipped right in and grabbed it. Ground ball to second. Rodriguez to Pena. And LaRoche is out of there.
I think it went for a good cause, though.
Hey, I'm sure it did go to a good cause. Let's check in with Todd and see where he might be right now.
Look at this, Dwayne. We've got your drink. It's a special delivery from the captain and the Morganettes. And it's back to the same group because they're all empty. So go ahead, Captain. We want to talk to the captain real quick because it's a Friday Fest presented by Captain Morgan. Actually, we're going to be over here now. Friday Fest presented by Captain Morgan. So it's very festive. Captain, what do you think about these Friday Fest nights?
Not too bad, actually. Having a lot of fun out here. It's always a good time. Hanging out. You got these Captain Morgan Blue Storms, which are delicious.
We're over here now.
Oh, yeah,
we switched. Yeah, I told you the wrong camera.
Oh, you guys are mixing me up over here.
Yeah, they're empty. A lot of empty ones. They're enjoying it.
Like hotcakes.
Blue Storms, guys. Thank you very much. Hey, you guys, thank Dwayne and Kevin.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. You know, the captain, like Todd, is a little distracted in that section for some reason.
That's a good section.
Wow, it certainly is.
Yeah.
What was the count? This one is low. I knew if we went to Todd, he would be right there. As friendly as he is. 2-1 the count to Mark Reynolds. Couple of fly balls, one to center and one to left for Reynolds tonight. Three and one. Phillies are up on Toronto 8-0. You know, the Blue Jays are the home team in that game at Citizen Bank. And so how about this? Howard is DHing at Citizens Bank.
They'd probably like to see that a lot.
Yeah.
Roy Halladay's pitching, and Toronto fans don't get to see Roy Halladay.
Yeah, those games were moved from Toronto to Philly, where the Blue Jays would be the home team. Jesse Lynch from right here started. He's making his way back from surgery. Foul ball. So it's a full count to Reynolds.
Yeah, there's a big summit going on, isn't there? Big convention. All the leaders going to figure things out.
Yeah. And so we're very encouraged. Randy Choate, meanwhile, is loosening in the Rays bullpen. And a popper on the infield. Sean Rodriguez makes the catch. 2 outs. Rays teaming up with the Skills Center. It's a local nonprofit sports-based youth development organization for an equipment drive here at the Trop. It'll be Saturday and Sunday. Pitch in. You can bring any baseball equipment inside gates 1 or 4 on both those days. Collection stations are open through the 2nd inning, so you truly can make a difference. The Rays equipment drive. The left fielder Parra takes the pitch up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. of strikeouts on the night for Parra.
We've seen Parra chase that pitch up a couple of times tonight. This is 92, a little bit of tailing action at the end, a little late movement.
That's high. Trying to throw him a breaking ball that just stayed right up there that time. Started to go, but checked on the fastball. Mike Everett down at third says he held up, and the count is advanced to 3-1.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Parra, you get a pretty good read. He actually broke his wrist there. That was a strike. Barrel went in front of his hands.
That's out of play. Takes the count full. Tony Abreu's on deck. Parra had 290 last year for Arizona. Came into this game hitting 261. Lifts it into left. Joyce toward the line, headed toward the corner, and makes the grab down by the 3:15 marker to retire the side. 7th inning stretch time, 1-0 Arizona. And the fight to end hunger through home runs for food. Each Rays home run this season, the Mosaic Company will donate $500 to local food banks through Feeding America Tampa Bay, Florida's leading hunger relief agency. To date, Home Runs for Food has donated $34,000. Feeding America Tampa Bay. How about this for Edwin Jackson? Nothing in the hit department, run department, 7 walks and 5 strikeouts.
And 1 hit batter also.
Yep. Pitch to Jason Bartlett to start the 7th inning, and that's a strike.
Another good slider out there from Edwin.
It's down 1-1.
I think the good news is, Dwayne, it's a 1-run game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't overlook what Jeff Neiman has done tonight.
It's been outstanding.
2 balls and a strike. Well, Jackson through the first 3 innings threw 68 pitches, and the next 3, 30. Jeff has 99 pitches through 7. That's ball 3.
Good take by Jason right there, not chasing the slider. In fact, right now, I mean, he's got to just zone this out and take another one if it's a slider like that. That's a pretty good pitch by Edwin, though, says Fox Trash. But that's a good take. That's nothing you can do with that.
And a little dribbler. That ball's going to stay fair and now rolls foul. Oh, my goodness. There for a while, it appeared it might stay fair, and then it hit a little divot or a seam or something, and
got a fastball.
Kicked it foul.
A swinging bunt. Well, we got to tailor that dirt a little bit. Put a cushion coming back toward the infield. Yeah, I think it did hit the seam though and trickled off.
So the count is full. Sam Dimmel up in the bullpen. He has a good arm.
Yes, he does. He came over in the Connor Jackson trade. AAA closer for Oakland. And I tell you what, I've seen him. He's got good stuff and good command.
Foul back by Bartlett to stay alive. Yankees play the Dodgers tonight. That's Sabathia against Padilla. They're in Los Angeles. Boston's in San Francisco.
The slider, it looks like.
And down to third. Grabbed by Reynolds.
A little help from his defense right there. The D-backs do have a pretty good defensive ball club. We've seen that tonight from third baseman Mark Reynolds. He's just positioned perfectly. It's a bullet hit by Jason, but he really doesn't have to move.
Here's John Jaso. Breaking ball for a strike. Jaso 0 for 3 against the right-hander Jackson. Low Edwin over 100 pitches now. He had 98 coming into this inning. Going to watch him struggle through the first 3. You think there would be no way that he could carry a no-hitter 1 out into the 7th inning, but that's what he has right here.
No, it's pretty incredible, really. I mean, he was all over the place, and then he just got it together.
108 pitches right now.
Yeah, and I think and he starts throwing some changeups too, like in counts like this. A fastball in, it looks like.
And a pop-up. That's the shortstop. Drew makes the catch. You know, when Jackson was with the Rays, he went through starts like this, and really to the point where they started to have him warm up earlier and longer.
Well, he got in a good rhythm tonight. You're looking at some strikeouts with a variety of fastballs and just a bottom falling out type of slider. And I think Stottlemyre and A.J. Hinch got on him a little bit after he got out of that 3rd inning when he walked the bases loaded, nobody out. And they said, work faster, let's go, pound the zone, and he did. And has.
And you see, he's right in line with what he's done right there. First 75 pitches, 291, and beyond 243. That's a significant drop. So the deeper he pitches in the games, and that has been a trend for him for a long time, including when he was here with the Rays. And that's why they experimented with trying to get him to that effective stage earlier in the game.
Well, that's smart. I've had pitchers in the past like that you try everything you can. You have them warming up actually twice. Do half of his warm up, sit down, do it again before he comes out to the mound. You try different things. But there's nothing like getting in the flow of the game, really, the game mound.
Pretty close. Count goes to 3-1 to Ben.
Take a look at this. Another changeup right here. That's a nice pitch or nice effort. It's off the plate. A nice effort.
And now the count is full.
Let's see, he's smart. He's respecting that you know, the Rays have the ability to hit the ball to the ballpark. He's throwing his secondary pitches behind the count for strikes. That's what you got to do in the big leagues. Now he's coming in. Fastball.
And a little tapper foul.
And he's got 94 on it. See, that's what he did to Jaso. He entices you with sliders and some changeups, and then he gets under your hands when he has got 2 strikes here, the last couple left-handed hitters. Good job just to fight it off by Ben Zobrist.
So we'll see another 3-2 pitch to Ben. And it's fouled back and forces another 3-2 delivery.
Look how much, though, that Edwin Jackson has left. That was 95. He was just going for the punch out. Smart. He's got about 115, 116 pitches, so he is nearing the end, and he knows it. And he's just going to let it all out.
There's a high fly ball back into deep center field. That's Chris Young making the catch, and that retires the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays. We go to the 8th. 1-0 Arizona. Jeff Neiman. Sign up at Cane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays. And if Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters in a game here at home, log on to canestrikeout.com. Get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cane's today. 7 strikeouts so far for Jeff Neiman. Trying to hold the Diamondbacks one more inning. Tony Abreu shortens on the bat. The pitch is a strike. That drew Longoria in at third.
I think at this point, Joe Madden will do everything he can now to keep this at a 1-run game, so he'll mix and match. A couple of lefties to follow after Abreu.
0-2.
So Randy Choate will be ready for those guys.
Randy was up last inning. He's up again in this inning. Going by right-handed Red Bell. Pitch in the dirt, a wave and a miss. Jason's throw to first will complete that strikeout. The 8th strikeout of the night for Neiman. Well, the only hiccup in this performance came back in the second when Adam LaRoche hit that 2-0 fastball out to right field.
Yeah, and it's not that you can't throw LaRoche a fastball. It's just that it looked like he was just trying to throw a strike, and Adam was all over it. Just got to make sure you hit the outside corner, get the ball down, and the ball was up and out over the plate.
Pitch to Kelly Johnson is in there for a strike. Very wide there with a fastball. 1-1. There's a peek in at the Rays bullpen. Choate's ready, having thrown last inning as well, and Balfour continues to loosen.
Yeah, you know, Drew's had a couple of good at bats. He lined out to center and he singled to center. So I think if Johnson gets on, you may see Choate in for Drew. Plus, it would hold Johnson better too, being a left-handed pitcher.
And more action. It's Juan Gutierrez now in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. Line drive, that's in there. Base hit toward right center, backhanded and cut off by Zobrist. So there is the second hit of the night for Kelly Johnson. A one-out base hit here in the 8th. And that will get Joe Madden up and out of the dugout.
Yeah, it's the right move. Jeff's done his job. You got to mix and match now as best you can and not put them in a hit and run situation. And Randy Choate's the right guy to keep it right here.
So a call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all. You're going to call Auto Way. Call 1-800-SHOP-AUTO-WAY. By Checkers, little place, big taste. And by Tobacco-Free Florida. Escape the addiction of tobacco. Be free. Visit FloridaQuitline.com. Randy Choate, the second Rays pitcher tonight. Neiman very good for 7 1/3. Leaves with a man on and a man out.
36th appearance for Randy, and he's got one key guy to get, and that's standing at the plate right now, and Stephen Drew.
Drew's single in the 6th. And Randy's pitch to him is a fastball, and that's a strike.
Nice job by Jeff Neiman. He pitched a great game. 8 punch outs, only 2 walks. Those were both in the first, and only one mistake tonight, and that's the difference in the game. The 2-0 fastball to the ropes for the home run.
8 strikeouts, matching his season's high. He struck out 8 Toronto Blue Jays back on the 24th of April.
He has really been consistent. He did a great job tonight and really got the good feel of his curveball and his split tonight to neutralize these D-back hitters. Keep him off his fastball. Then when he used his fastball, it made it that much more effective.
And a ground ball to second. Out at second. And out at first. Rodriguez, Bartlett to Pena. Choate coaxes the double play ball. Bottom of the 8th coming. 1-0 Arizona. innings, he's walked 7 and has not allowed the Rays a hit. The Rays have been here before and then some. Back in Oakland, you'll recall Dallas Brayton on that Sunday afternoon on the 9th of May when Brayton struck out 6 and allowed Neri a base runner and threw the complete game, perfect game, no-hitter.
Yeah, the Rays have seen that too many times in the last couple of years, and Edwin Jackson's back out there because really, as I mentioned at the start of the game, he really doesn't have a pitch count, and he's got a no-hitter going. So
Evan Longoria takes the first pitch for a strike.
If you're A.J. Hinch, it's tough to say, hey, I'm sorry you're out of the game.
It's a ball. That first pitch a ball as well. Off speed on the second pitch. 2-0. So Edwin Jackson with this next pitch will be up to 120 pitches on the night. And he gets a strike called out of that one.
They painted him up. How about that on a 2-0 slider?
And a fly ball lifted into shallow right. Upton makes the catch for Arizona. 7 1/3. How about that?
No, it's really pretty amazing. He had 68 pitches after 3 innings and only 30 strikes. He's at 121 right now. So after the 3rd inning, you can see his toughest inning was last inning as far as pitch count, 19.
It's Carlos Pena. 2 walks and out pitcher first on a changeup. And that's a strike. Fastball on the outside edge.
Still throwing 93.
Carlos takes the fastball for a ball. 1-1. Well, after a very difficult start, Jackson has taken center stage here down the middle and now into the latter part of this game. Fastball missed.
That was a good call by Adrian Johnson because that ball was in and it would have been easy to call out a strike, but it's in off the inside corner. But watch Montero. See, he brings it back in and that lets the umpire know it was a ball. Montero just freezes that. He's got a better chance of getting the call than jerking it back in to try to entice the umpire.
Well, it's 2-2.
Good off speed right there. See,
Jackson has pitched. He has pitched.
He's pitched. There's no question. Look at that. That's 82 at the bottom of the zone. I mean, just smart. He's pitching and giving respect to the Rays' power in the heart of the order here. When he gets behind the count, he's not giving him a fastball down the middle to hit.
And a pop-up foul ball back. And that's going to be out of play. Holding the count at 2-2. You know, if you really technically look at it, Jackson had walked 7 men through 2+ innings. As he walked 4 in the first 2 and then the first 3 in the 3rd.
That's right.
He had the bases loaded and nobody out.
Yeah.
And got out of that, and boy, after that he's settled in.
Yes, he really has. He's only allowed 1 base runner since that time.
That's when he hit Upton in the 6th inning with 1 out.
No, he's been fabulous. He really has. Once he got that rhythm going.
And a ground ball to second, bobbled, and there will be no play. Out of the shift, Pena reaches. On the shift, the ball bobbled. It was sharply hit. So that will be an error.
Take a look right here. It's like a backdoor little cutter. Had a little cut action to it. It's right at Drew. He just boxes it and then goes down with the glove. If he goes down with the bare hand, you got a better chance of wheeling around and getting Pena out.
So now Pena reaches on Drew's 4th error of the year.
And guess who?
Carl Crawford will pinch run for Pena.
See, the Rays, I really believe they could care less about the no-hitter. They want to win a ball game, you know?
Yeah, that's the point.
If they do it by 3 errors in the inning, so be it. Obviously, you'd like to get a base hit, but they're trying to win a game here.
And Joyce takes the pitch too long. 1 ball, no strikes.
And A.J. Hinch, he went down the runway. He's really in a dilemma here. I mean, Edwin Jackson's going to have well over 130 pitches here.
128 right now. And how about this? That's now a 2-0 count, 129 pitches, 68 strikes and 61 non-strikes, and he has a no-hitter going 1 out into the 8th inning.
It's the most bizarre, unusual no-hit through 8, almost through 8 that I've seen. I've never seen a game like this, let alone work one. And, you know, the Rays are 1 swing away from making it a 2-1 game and, you know, bringing their closer in.
Yep.
And that's the dilemma for A.J. Hinch. You got a no-hitter going. You want to see, he wants to see Edwin get it. He's also only got a 1-run lead. He's got his bullpen up, and you got Carl Crawford, one of the best base stealers in the game at first base. So you can see why he went down the runway.
Yeah, absolutely. Carl is back in.
He's talking to Matt Williams right there with the hat off, and Mel Stottlemyre giving the throw over signs, pitch out, step off. That's what he's doing. AJ's just pacing right now.
Crawford back in. Carl not in the lineup because of the tender left shoulder. He's running for Pena. As Pena reached on the error.
What you'd really like to see is a strike thrown here, Matt Joyce swinging, and Carl on the move and open up a hole in a nice 1st and 3rd situation.
And the pitch is fouled back.
Because what you don't want is a nice ground ball to second, 4-6-3 double play. So obviously these are running counts because they're not going to pitch out 2-1.
At 130 pitches, his previous season's high was 123. Last year with Detroit, he pitched in a game and made 132 pitches, and he misses down, so he's at 131 right now.
That's a pretty good take right there by Matt Joyce, because that was a ground ball double play pitch. That was apparently just off the outside corner. But that's a pretty good pitch by Edwin Jackson, but a good take.
There goes Crawford. The pitch swung on and popped short right center. Coming in is Upton, and he makes the catch, and Crawford's back at first. Well, that gets him, Edwin Jackson that is, to 132 pitches, and that equals his career high, and that was the game in May of 09. May 21st of 09 against Texas, he made 132 pitches. He's made 132 right now.
You can see the coaching staff in a real dilemma here, because you know they'll take some heat on this if for some reason Edwin comes up stiff the next start or hurt. But I understand where they're at, because I was not a big pitch count manager myself. I mean, I had Roger Clemens when he struck out 20. He had 151 pitches in that game, and I wasn't about to say, hey, you got 18 strikeouts, I'm going to take you out now.
Crawford back in at first, diving back in, and take another look at this. He had started to make a little move.
He was going, and he got back in, and now you got to watch the pitch out. They've already shown in this game they'll pitch out first pitch, so I'll be careful right here, first pitch.
B.J. Upton in the batter's box. The pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. By the way, this is a major league season's high in pitch count, 133. Roy Halladay had made 132 in a start in the middle of May against Pittsburgh. There goes the runner. Pitch is high, and the throw is in time. Crawford caught stealing, and that will retire the side. The pitch up, good to throw on, and Crawford is cut down. We're through 8. 1-0 Arizona. The Rays have had plenty of base runners, but no hits. In our checkers double of the game, the pitching lines, Jeff Neiman pitched very well tonight. Edwin Jackson, who struggled mightily in the first 2+ innings, has settled in and has given the Rays nothing but walks and a hit batter. He's up to 134 pitches. And as this game goes to the 9th, Vin Zobrist is in to play first base, coming in from right. Zobrist at first, Brignacs at second. Sean Rodriguez goes out to right field. And Grant Balfour will be the new pitcher for the Rays to face Upton, Montero, and Young.
Well, and now the key is you got to put a 0 up there. You got to keep the game at 1 to have a shot.
1-0 the count on the first pitch as Balfour is on for the 30th time.
Man, he's been very good. 174 earned run average, 30th appearance.
And a ground ball foul outside of first. 1-1.
You know, that throw by Montero, I noticed his head was running right toward his target. He made a nice adjustment. That's why that ball didn't run on him. A nice quick release. Saved Edwin Jackson from a few more pitches. And I got every reason to believe he's going back out there. With a no-hitter going.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere, it would appear.
No.
Except back to the mound.
Yeah.
2-1. He's made a season's high. 134 pitches. That's a major league season's high. Balfour misses, running the count to 3-1 on Justin Upton. Well, on a night when the Uptons square off against each other for the first time, they initially had center stage, but Edwin Jackson has changed all of that.
Well, he sure has.
And there is a base hit dropped in front of Joyce in left, a leadoff single by Upton. His second hit tonight. He's on for the 3rd time.
And that's big, too, because Justin can steal a base. He's got 11. And I'm sure they'll try to do everything they can to get one more run. or at least runner in scoring position for Edwin Jackson.
Now the catcher Montero. There's a strike, says Adrian Johnson. Well, the idea is to retire Arizona scoreless in the ninth, and the Rays will have B.J. Upton to lead off the bottom of the ninth, followed by Blaylock and Rodriguez as it stacks up right now. It's fouled back.
I think that was right off the mask of John Jaso. Took a good shot right there. Saying thank you for the protection.
Montero came into the game hitting .429. Diamondbacks happy to have him back. A cut, fouls it away.
I don't think they wanted that ball right there. I think they wanted that up in the zone a little bit more than that to see if Montero would chase.
To the count.
Go over to first base right here.
And back in is Upton. He is 11 of 14 in the steal department.
A fastball. Look at this pitch. So right off the outside corner above his hands. That's a nice pitch. Good execution by Grant Balfour to get a pretty darn good hitter out right there in a strikeout.
Now Chris Young. Young grounded into a double play his last time. Runners going, and the throw down is in time. Breniak taking the throw from Jaso, and they cut down Justin Upton trying to steal.
That's a smart call. You knew Justin was going to run early after the strikeout, and the Rays guessed right with the pitch out, and Jaso puts it right on a dime right there. Nice play.
So the bases are empty, and the 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes. Balfour trying to close out the top of the ninth and give the Rays one final shot in the bottom half of the inning. And there is strike 3. Young is out on strikes. That's 10 strikeouts by Rays pitching. Neiman at 8, Balfour with 2 in the ninth. And Edwin Jackson, who has made 134 pitches through 8 innings. That's a career high and a major league high this year. Puts on his cap and is set to walk back out there to the middle of the diamond. He has not given up a base hit tonight. He struggled mightily early, but boy, has he put it together since then.
Yeah, he really has. Look at the break on that slider right there for a strikeout. High fastball, 95 for a strikeout. Great play by Reynolds, saving a run right here at home plate. Great play by Reynolds again on a hanging slider. Bullet hit by Jason Bartlett, and here's last inning, the 2-1 pop out to right. Another pop out on a 3-1 pitch with Crawford running, and then a nice throw right here. Look at Montero's head that time, going right toward his target. Through 8.
The Rays had the bases loaded with nobody out in the third. On walks to Zobrist, Longoria, and Pena. Those 3 walks are the 5th, 6th, and 7th walks of the game issued by Jackson to that point. Since then, he has given up only 2 base runners. He hit B.J. Upton in the 6th, and the other runner reached on an error in the 8th. An error charged to the shortstop Groove, and a ball hit by Carlos Pena, but Crawford ran for Pena and then was caught stealing. And so in the bottom of the 9th, it will be B.J. Upton to lead it off against Edwin Jackson. And there you see a lot of pitches early. Much better down the middle, and he has to this point made 134 through 8.
And of course, being a 1-run game, you know, Mark Reynolds is going to play even with the bag just in case B.J. Upton tries to get on with a bunt. Now, that'll help B.J. if he gets a pitch he can turn on and try to drive it right by him.
And so here's Upton swinging through the fastball to start the bottom of the 9th. Strike 1.
Yeah, pretty good life on that fastball. Still 94. Couldn't catch up with that one.
Well, the Rays trying to avoid being no-hit twice in the same season. And Upton could not check on that one. 0-2. Last team to be no-hit twice in a single season, the San Diego Padres in 2001. And strike 3 called. A mid-90s fastball at the knees.
Well, Edwin's feeling it now. I mean, he's getting a chance to do it here in the 9th with a high pitch count, and that's just paint right at the knees. Too close to take either way. Side shot, it did cross the front knee. That's just a good pitch. You got to fight that one off. He's feeling it right now.
He faces Hank Blaylock. The pitch is down, a ball and no strikes.
96. That's pitching right there. How about that? Misses with 96 and still 1-0. Comes back with a changeup, 82. With great arm speed. Smart.
And that pitch a little bit away. That is his 140th pitch of the night. No one has thrown more than 140 pitches since Livan Hernandez did that in 2005. And a ground ball foul outside of first, just beyond the dugout. It's 2-2. In fact, Livan Hernandez threw 150 in a start that year.
And that would have been ball 3. That was a slider, not a good pitch for Hank Blaylock. That's why he couldn't do anything with it.
And a fly ball lifted into left. Para is there. 2 outs. 2 outs in the 9th inning. Edwin Jackson about to do something that I'm sure even he himself did not think would be possible in the first 3 innings of this game.
I don't think Mel Stottlemyre Jr., the way he was shaking his head in the 3rd inning, I don't think he thought, or A.J. Hinch thought, or Edwin Jackson thought he would get out of the 3rd. But he did after he walked the bases loaded with nobody out and got out of it.
And now the only man standing between Jackson and baseball immortality is Willie Ibar, who pinch hits for Sean Rodriguez.
I got to tell you, this is, I'm not going to say more incredible than Dallas Braden's perfect game, but this is one of the most impressive games I've ever seen. Tale of 2 lives tonight for Edwin Jackson.
Pitch is down. Well, it is certainly surprising if you were around with us in the first 3 when Edwin walked 2 in the first. He walked 2 in the second. He started the 3rd with consecutive walks to Zobrist, Longoria, and Pena. But beyond that, he has been letter perfect. Just hitting one man and another man reaching on an error. Change up there. He's up to 145 pitches. Three and 0 the count to Ibar.
He's not coming out if he walks Ibar. I guarantee you that.
And he walks him on 4 pitches. That's the 8th walk. 6 strikeouts, 8 walks. A hit batter. And there's the pitch count. 146 pitches. A.J. Burnett threw that no-hitter back in 01 and walked 9 in that one.
And I do remember that. Absolutely. That was against the Padres.
That was one of the no-hitters thrown against the Padres. I mentioned they were no-hit twice. Well, Jason Bartlett up here, and that pitch is a strike.
Well, I think the Rays have a chance because it's not Gabe Kapler. No disrespect, Gabe. I don't mean it that way, but boy, Gabe was up in the 9th inning. Although he didn't make the last out in the perfect game.
And this one is fouled up the right side, out of play.
People think he did. He did in the perfect game against Braden, but not in the one against Burley. Wayne Wise made that great catch. Gabe almost hit a home run. Looked like it was going to be a home run against Burley last year.
2 strikes to count on Bartlett. Jackson 2 pitches away from 150 and 1 pitch away from possible baseball acclaim. And a bouncing ball toward the middle, grabbed by the shortstop through, and he did it. Edwin Jackson has no-hit the Rays tonight. He will finish with 149 pitches, and on a bounding ball toward the middle, Drew to LaRoche, and Edwin Jackson has thrown a no-hitter tonight against the Rays here at Tropicana Field against his former teammates. He struggled in the first 3 and was masterful after that, shutting out the Rays, no-hitting the Rays, and it's a 1-0 final here tonight at Tropicana Field on the no-hitter. Edwin Jackson will win his 5th game. It's his 3rd complete game of his major league career. And again, here is the final out of this no-hitter thrown by Edwin Jackson.
Well, he maintained his stuff. It's a high fastball. Jason, it's too close to take. Gets on top of it. Drew just elects to go right through the ball and go to first base, where he could have gotten a force at second, but he made sure by just going right through the baseball, running across the diamond, and throwing a strike over there to LaRoche.
Well, the last team to be no-hit twice with a perfect game in the mix would be the 1965 Chicago Cubs. Jim Maloney of the Reds no-hit them, and Sandy Koufax threw the no-hit perfect game against the Cubs. And now this year, the Rays have suffered 2 no-hitters, one being a perfect game, and this no-hitter at the hands of Edwin Jackson. We'll be back to talk with Edwin in a moment.